10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come.
Just over 9,000 babies are born annually to residents of Tulsa County. They come in all shapes, colors, and sizes into homes of different cultures, values, and sometimes even different languages. And when these children of all different backgrounds are 5 years old, they enter kindergarten to begin life's academic journey, hopefully leading them to a productive adulthood. Most are ready to begin and succeed on this exciting, crucial journey. But many are not ready and do not succeed, especially those from difficult home environments. 1 in 4 are born to mothers without a high school education. More than 1 in 5 are from households with below poverty income. Almost 1 in 2 rely on care outside of parents, while one or both parents are working. And over 1 in 3 rely on Medicaid for health care. Changing these conditions is made especially difficult since most of us live in households without young children, and we're not exposed to nor aware of conditions that are so critical to our children's futures. In recent years, about 1 in 4 Tulsa County children enter school not ready to learn. Early assessments reveal that many are even 2 and 3 years behind their peers. And although catching up is not impossible, it is unlikely, for kindergarten rarely serves as a leveler for children who start so far behind. What are the implications of these facts? Why is a lack of school readiness the single largest challenge now facing our city, our state, our nation, our future? We've asked some leading Tulsans and national experts to answer these and other questions, including what does it mean for children to be ready? When is the ideal time to get them ready? And why investing in their earliest years is so critical to each of us and the community we live in. Let's examine what not being ready costs, what Tulsa is doing to get ready, and how you can help. Because our future, your future, is being born today. And ready or not, here they come.
Every year, kindergarten teachers greet all the new kindergartners coming in by giving the kindergarten screening. It's something that we do before the school starts. We get to meet parents and their students. We ask questions, a few math questions, a few reading questions, and a few social things. And we learn a lot from that test. We see children streaming through the door that have lived for 5 years, and some of them have had outstanding experiences. They have gotten to go to libraries or to the zoo, or they've been on trips, they've been read to every day, they've been talked to, and they've had questions asked, and all these wonderful things have happened to them day in and day out. We can tell immediately if they have been around books. If they've been talked to, we can tell if they have not.
Can you tell me, where's the letter R? Do you already know these letters? Can you just tell them to me?
R, D, S, L, C, E, A, T, N, L.
Can you tell me these numbers?
8, 5, 7, 1, 3, 10, 9, 2, 4, 6.
Can you count out 10 blocks?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
Will you count out 5 of them? Put them right there. Keep going. Let's get 5 of them.
Color? No.
Oh, you can use any of them.
No. 11, 14, 16, 14. A born baby. A boy one. A baby boy one.
Do you
He
have
walk.
Do you have 5 blocks?
Yeah.
Count them and see if you've got 5 blocks. Now, will you take these scissors and do you see this black line? I want you to use your scissors to cut right on that black line.
All of these children are going to be in your classroom. You've got children that are maybe even reading already, and then you've got children who don't know where the beginning of a book is. You've got children who know all their letters. You've got children who don't know what a letter is. They can't tell you that that's a letter. You've got children who know all their colors, all their numbers. They are writing their name. They are cutting. They can hold their pencils. They can do everything. And right beside them in the same classroom, you've got children who have never held a pencil, who have never held a pair of scissors. They don't recognize numbers. They don't recognize letters. They cannot write. They don't recognize their name. They can't tell you their whole name. They can't count to 10. And most of all, they haven't even had those worldly experiences that make it easy for them to learn.
Would you open the book and show me where we would begin reading the story? Where is the very first part of the book where we would begin reading the story? Is that the first page? Can you find the first page in the book?
The determination for being ready begins long before a child crosses the threshold of kindergarten. It begins even before a child is born and continues from birth to 3 years old. Noted authority on early childhood development, Dr. Bruce Perry, explains why the earliest years are so critical to shaping a lifetime of success.
90% of the brain, physical growth of the brain, takes place by the time a child is 3 years old. And that doesn't mean that it's 90% functional. You're not thinking, you don't have 90% of the functions that an adult has. But it's a little bit like building a skyscraper where you take 90% of your budget, 90% of your time, 90% of your effort, and you put it in, and you put in the foundation and the superstructure and the wiring and the plumbing, and nobody's occupying the building. It's not functional. But everything you did in that first 90% of your effort is going to determine whether the electricity works right or whether the plumbing works right.
The brain is most able to change and make appropriate connections early in childhood. It continues on in life, but the brain is most plastic, most moldable during those early childhood years. And so that's why it's so important for early childhood programs to be very focused on the developing brain.
The importance of early childhood development is no longer a topic that's limited solely to parents and teachers. It's on the table in boardrooms, hospitals, city halls, and state capitals. Policymakers, including the President of the United States, the National Governors Association, the National League of Cities, and mayors across the country, including our own, recognize early years as top priority if America's best days lie ahead.
As CEO of this city, early childhood education is an integral part of my plans for growing the city. If we're to attract a quality workforce and quality economic development and companies, we must have early childhood education as a top priority. We have already built a national reputation in the area of early childhood education. We need to build upon that reputation to ensure that Tulsa is a world-class city. And so I challenge other business leaders, government officials, civic leaders to make sure that they help us to support the priority of early childhood education in Tulsa.
As a business manager, I know firsthand that having educated, qualified, and skilled employees is a secret to our success as an organization. And beyond our company, I know that having a qualified workforce is absolutely essential for the growth and development of our economy, as well as the preservation and enhancement of our quality of life. Sadly, those statistics tell us that if a child falls behind early on, odds are that that child will never catch up, will never be fully prepared to succeed in a world that is increasingly competitive and increasingly challenging. And that's why it's so important that we all pull together. And it really takes all of us, but we all pull together and make the investments of our time, investments of our resources in early childhood education and early childhood development. Work with all those that directly impact our children, from parents to teachers to schools to child care providers, all those that have an influence and an impact on our kids. And let's all pull together and make early childhood education and development a true priority. The investments that we make in our children are investments that will benefit all of us in the future.
I think it's certainly safe to say that Tulsa Public Schools is leading the state in early childhood education, in that we have a universal 4-year-old program and have had for a number of years, and we've got research to prove that that 4-year-old program that was instituted has made a major contribution to educational success of students. And here recently, with the implementation of full-day kindergarten, the superintendent has elected to take the resources available and to place them at the point in a child's education where it is most critical, and that is at early childhood.
By not investing in the very young, we find ourselves directing our limited resources to support jails, address crime, teen pregnancy, school dropouts, drug abuse, and an ever-increasing list of mental and physical health challenges among a younger and younger population. What makes the case for early childhood so clear is the dividends it pays for our families, our communities, our state, and our nation. Studies show that for every dollar we invest in early childhood, we yield a $7 return.
We get these kids out of gangs, and they have no ability to work with a group. I mean, zero. They move into a gang, they do exactly what they're told, when to do it, and they love that structured environment that they've never had before in their life. And so that's why they join gangs. So if we could get to them when they're really young, we could really make a difference. A gang replaces their family.
Even though it's clear early childhood education fights crime and a host of other costly problems, it's not just about eliminating the negatives. Investments targeting the early years have shown significant results. We need to understand these children are our next generation and appreciate their impact on our economy and our nation's ability to maintain our way of life.
It is the primary years in which a student's social development and character is developed. And if we wait until we get a child at the age of 6 ready for first grade, most of their character building years have already been established.
Your formative years for learning are probably up to age 3 or 4. Half of your learning takes place at those early ages, even though you may not be able to articulate well or what have you. But if you're left behind, it's very difficult for you to catch up.
Would you draw this shape right here, please? Okay, let's draw this shape. Just a minute, let me show you where I need it. Let's draw this shape right here.
As you can tell, there is a lot of commitment and momentum behind early childhood education here in Oklahoma. Experts in the field agree, though, that learning, real learning, begins at home. Parents need to understand the importance of these earliest years to be their child's favorite toy, to laugh, play, talk, and read, especially read to their baby. But with 2/3 of Tulsa's children younger than 5 years old in licensed care, we need more than parents to be ready. We need ready schools and ready communities willing to help parents and families get children ready for school and lives of success. We've shown that the impact of a child's early success in school is really critical to maintaining our overall quality of life, from economic, education, public safety, and health perspectives. The story is best told, though, in the life of a child ready for school.
Green, yellow, orange, purple, black, brown.
Yippee! What shape is this?
Circle, square, triangle, Rectangle.
A rectangle. Cool. All right, what number is this?
8, 5, 7, 1, 3, 10, 9, 2, 4, 6.
I almost can't keep up with you. Does anybody read to you? Other people?
My dad and mom.
Your dad and mom, when do they read to you?
Every night.
Every night?
The story is also reflected by the life of a Tulsan whose success as an adult is achieved because of parents' highly valued attention to early childhood needs in the home and at school.
In our house, with my mother being a teacher, school was stressed that it was important. So it was something that we knew we had to do, so you might as well do it. I was lucky enough to get in the early child development program, which really started me off on the right track. You really learn to communicate, you really learn to solve problems. You start getting into that mode of not having someone tell you what to do all the time. Sometimes they let you figure it out on your own. And those are important traits that I actually use every day today.
Early childhood development is the best thing that ever happened to Tulsa. It is one of the programs that has encouraged so many of our children to come to school, love school, and keep right on going. So I think early childhood, to me, is one of the greatest programs that we have, and we need it. We need it. We need it.
Are we ready as parents to spend our time reading and talking with our children? As citizen leaders, to make and support policy and funding changes reflecting our belief that the best outcomes for adults are achieved by investing wisely in children in their earliest years. As individuals, to give time and resources to help children prepare to read. As employers, to assure policies help employees nurture their young. As engaged citizens, to help schools be ready with quality teachers and environments. In order for these children to safeguard and live the American dream, we must be ready. For one thing is certain, here they come.
Do you see grown-ups reading at your house? You do? Who reads at your house?
My cousin and my mama.
Your cousin and your mama? Do grown-ups read to you? Who reads to you?
My cousin.
And does your mama read to you? Mm-hmm.
The earlier you start, the better, because this is going to make it easier later. And early childhood development gave me a great start to understanding that learning was important and you could be successful at it.
Selfishly, for looking at America in the 21st, 22nd centuries, it's what's between the ears. It's all about how you're using your brain. And if they're not functioning to their full capabilities, then that's going to hurt our country.